Wait, there's something very weak coming through.
The important thing is, like, you just have to build these little solo storylines and then bring it together. That's the key to this, to make it work, you know? These little things that they dabble into the stories extend that story out, you know? And I think that's where we need to be, you know?
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Hello, fellow Galactic listeners. I'm Todd Hoffman, and this is WSTR Galactic Public Access, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 70. Today, we're going to talk about our hopes and dreams of the Star Wars cinematic universe. Joining me in this discussion today is Heather Allred.
Hey, everybody. I totally just waved and nobody can see me.
I think that was benefit of me because I could see you. So thank you for waving.
No problem.
At me. Hello.
Hello.
You could check us out on the social media at WSTR Media, all one word, all lowercase. You could email us at mailbox@wstrmedia.com. You can leave us a voicemail at 630-557-WSTR. That's 630-557-9787. And you can catch all our episodes because we're official now. It's 4 W's. 4. So it's www.wstrmedia.com. It's just so many W's.
It's good.
What can we do?
We stand out.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Also, today, this podcast is brought to you by Audible. You can get a free Audible book, 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/WSTR. That's www.audibletrial.com/WSTR. There's like over 180,000 titles, Heather.
That's
like
a lot.
You could choose from your iPhone, Android device, Kindle, MP3 player, cassette player, Betamax. I don't know, anywhere.
It's a lot of
options. So for you, our WSTR podcast listeners, you get a free trial. And you can pick out a book and try it out for 30 days, absolutely free. And if you don't like it, then you still get to keep the book.
You still get to keep the book?
Yes.
That's pretty sweet.
I know. I'm telling you. I literally just finished Last Shot, which was a tie-in to the upcoming Solo, a Star Wars story.
Ooh.
And it's Han and Lando on this like great space adventure. And Heather, I don't know what's going on. I'm not really sure what's going on, but there is an Ewok in this book.
Stop.
Called Peekba. And Peekba is a data slicer. So it's like a super smart Ewok. And she's got a nasty attitude, and I love her. I love Peekba.
I have to say, since joining this podcast, I really feel like I've had a personal hand in your opinion of Ewoks. Yeah. And I'm very happy about that.
I know. We're bridging the gap here, Heather.
It's just, we're
going to get on in a minute, but we're going to bridge the gap on, Last Jedi haters and see Ewoks. I'm becoming an Ewok lover. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, and I have you to blame.
They're not just cuddly teddy bears, people.
No. So anyway. Peekba, Last Shot by Daniel Jose Older, I think his name. Really good book. Like, I really recommend it. It jumps around a lot in time frame. And so it's like current state, and it happens after Ben's born. So you get Ben as like a 2-year-old, which is a lot of fun. And, yeah. Yeah,
so he never grew out of the terrible twos then? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, pretty much. Just, I really enjoyed the book. So definitely if you're interested in that. But, again, they have 180,000 titles. It just doesn't have to be Star Wars 24/7. There's literally other books that you could actually listen to. So again, you can check out that free Audible trial at audibletrial.com/WSTR. Free audio book for you. A 30-day trial. There you go.
Winners for everybody.
Winners. Okay, moving on to Katina Chat. All right, we had a little basically Star Wars Day, a little holiday.
Todd, whatever do you mean?
It was May the 4th. Do you know what that is, Heather?
I do know what that is.
Of all the made up holidays, this is the best one of them all.
It's so good.
It is. It's like there's every other day. It's like, oh, this is National Pet Day, and this is it is National Pet Week, isn't it?
I think there's a pet week. There is a specific cat.
There's a pet week.
There's a cat day and a dog day, but I think pet week.
This week is National Pet Week. So, but
it's a lot.
I don't know where that come from. Like, who makes up these holidays? Like, every time I turn on the old social media, it's like, oh, this is I don't know.
Oh, pizza day. I don't know.
Pizza day, donut day,
donuts.
Don't go to work day. But this one, May the 4th. There's May the 4th.
Right.
It's May the 4th and
Revenge of the
5th. Yeah. So what did you do anything, Heather, for May the 4th or anything this last week?
Yeah. So I've had a banner Star Wars week, people. Maybe it's because of the holiday. I don't know.
Right, maybe.
But so I definitely wore my I purchased a cardigan for work, but the little
but is this not any ordinary cardigan?
It is not any ordinary cardigan. So for those who know what I'm about to talk about, it has this little Peter Pan collar, so it's that little white fold over collar, and at the very end of it in the front are little embroidered porgs. People, I had a porg cardigan on.
It's business, but like geeky, man.
Right. It's like business in the front, party in the back.
Party on the collar.
Party on the collar. A lot of people thought they were penguins. I corrected them.
It's a porg, guys.
It's a porg. Get it right. Yeah. I did also wear my at necklace because,
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, that's that's second level, man.
Just covering all the bases of everything.
Yeah. Right.
So that was my very specific May 4th attire which...
So you're working. Yeah, you were working.
Well, but I left work early because I was having an emotional May the 4th because with my brother's passing, it surprisingly brought up a lot of... weird memories. Yeah. Not weird memories. They were good Bruce memories, but memories. I mean, you guys get it. I won't go on.
Yeah.
So when I came home, I immediately changed into one of his one of his Star Wars t-shirts.
Oh, nice.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool.
So I definitely rocked, the Star Wars attire as best as I could.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
But I'm not done, good. Todd.
Oh my gosh, there's more.
There's more. So I hope you're sitting down.
I am, yes.
So for all my fans, you know that I have a great love of the droids. And that, I want a droid. Whether by purchase or by stealing. Whatever works.
Right, exactly.
So I asked this really cool guy that I know is part of the 501st.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
AKA Todd. And I was like, so what does that mean? Like, how do you do that? 501st thing. And he
secret handshake.
There's secret code words. It's a whole it's a whole process.
It's a whole thing.
Well, I am fulfilling a dream I didn't realize I had, and I am becoming a Jawa.
Oh my gosh.
So I made friends with a Jawa on Facebook, and she hooked me up with this little community on Facebook. Maz Katana's Den was our little secret hangout. Sorry if I just spoiled that for everybody.
Jeez, Heather.
No, I've already broken all of the 501st rules. So a lot of amazing people.
It's like Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club, and you're already like, I'm in this cool Facebook group.
Oh, fail.
The passwords at 501st.
Oh, too good. But yeah, so they're gonna. I kind of reached out, said this is what I'm looking to do, and I've had several people say, "Oh, this is where I found my stuff," or "This is what I did," and "Oh, my wife wears glasses, so these are some of the modifications to the mask we did, to accommodate." Mm-hmm. So I have started pricing things out to start making some wardrobe purchases.
Oh boy!
And then I'll get approved, and hopefully I'll become a member. And take my geekiness to a whole nother level.
Whole nother level. Well, that's fantastic.
So, yeah.
See now you are fulfilling your destiny, because then you could steal droids.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I mean, I can just go up to people and take their droids and start running away. Like, how much fun would that be?
That's great. Just like this mouse droid's running away and just grab it and like, I'm out.
I'm out.
Mine. Yeah. Well, that's super exciting. Holy cow, man.
I know. It's good. So I just hopefully can get it all pulled together and figure it out. But I'll be sure once it's all put together, and or maybe I'll show progress shots and we can throw it up on WSTR's social medias. Yeah,
we'll do like, what's Heather doing? We'll do Instagram Live, and you're like sewing,
Yeah, totally. That'll be great.
Right, yeah. That's awesome. Well, I'm super excited. That's great. It's great that you have cool friends,
It helps. It helps when you have cool friends, but it'll be just kind of a fun, community. I have a pretty small community right now, and getting a chance to meet new people under a geeky world will be so much fun.
Your mind will be blown. No, that's great. I'm super excited. Then we could troop together.
What? Stop it.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Then we just got to get Aaron on board, and we could be like a troop in.
We're gonna turn Aaron. We're gonna turn Aaron into C-3PO.
Oh, poor Aaron. He's not here to defend himself. But what about the Star Wars reporter thing?
Oh yeah, that's right. He could be the reporter. Yeah,
but
anyway. I don't think that's 501st approved, but maybe he'll be the first. We did find. I think we did find something online about like a symbol.
Oh yeah.
For the Galactic Press Corps. So maybe he could be the first. Because the press is evil, so that might be 501st,
Oh man!
Gosh. Well, that is some fantastic May the 4th activities there.
That's pretty
good.
big.
It's good.
Yeah.
So
Todd,
Where
do you even start?
Yeah, first of all, amateur hour. You don't work on May the 4th. It's a holiday. Take it off. Yeah, take the 4th. Like, everyone's like, where are you going to be? I'm like, it's Star Wars Day, A couple of people reached out to me like, dude, did you have a good day? I'm like, every day's Star Wars Day, but this is just a little extra special,
Yeah.
So I did a troop. So we did it was a Children's Miracle Network troop, and we went to a local Walmart in Orland Park. And there's a couple of us, 3 gentlemen as stormtroopers, and then we had and then Trent came, and he was a stormtrooper as well. And one of the other guys, Tom, his son Blake was a Jawa.
Winning.
so we had 4 stormtroopers and a Jawa, so it was fun. So, and we raised some money for a couple hours of trooping. So, over $300, which is not bad for a couple hours.
That's great.
So, yeah, so it was a little fun charity thing, and of course it was all Star Wars. Like I watched some Star Wars Rebels in the morning, and did I tell you our office is moving to Naperville? So
you made that comment.
All my toys have to come home. So now I'm like basically redoing the basement to accept more toys. So I got issues out there, big issues. So went to IKEA the other week and picked up some cabinets, and I put those together on Friday for more toys. So yeah, it's big. It's a big
It's a hard
deal.
life, Todd. It's a hard life.
It's a hard life. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Anytime you get to dress up as Stormtrooper, I'm always happy to do that. So yeah, that was my May the 4th activity. Although, the other thing, Revenge of the 5th, which is for, our Dark Side brothers.
Yeah.
It was also free comic book day, and I couldn't get to the comic book shop. I'm very sad, but I know.
So
first world problems. It's first world. So yeah, that's great. I am so excited that you're becoming a Jawa. I don't even know what to say.
Well, if I can't become a droid, it's the next best thing.
Yeah, right. Next big thing is just steal them. So
right.
Awesome. Okay, let's move on to news of the week.
And now, the Star Wars News of the Week.
All right. So, first up, Ron Howard we're in full-blown solo time, and Ron Howard's starting to do his press junkets,
Yeah.
And he describes the first chaotic day on the shoot. He was on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert to promote the movie, obviously. And Howard goes and says, it was chaotic. I was anxious and pumped up. And he basically said he was describing a complex action shot on a beautiful set with a huge number of actors. And he goes, I organized this very complicated shot, and it took a long time to get it together. And the actors were pulling hard to make it happen. Lando flips the blaster to Han, and it swings around, and the camera moves is perfect, and it went all beautifully, and I felt great about it. But here's this amazing thing that happened. Let me just tell you, when you get a fist bump and a full body hug from Chewbacca, it was an experience I wish every movie maker could have. And he basically adds, I was in a galaxy far, far away, but it was going to be okay. End quote. So there you have it. When you get the first day, you get a Wookiee hug. I think you're pretty good.
You're pretty good. Hey, I got a Wookiee hug when I met Chewbacca at Disney World or Disneyland, excuse me. I understand. I get it. I know what it's warm and it's it's right there. I get it.
It's right there. It's right there. So that's pretty exciting. So when you get Wookiee approved in a Wookiee hug, I think you're on to good things. So next up, Saturday Night Live. Donald Glover did Saturday Night Live this last week, and
I missed that.
In this skit, one of the skits was he plays Lando Calrissian, and he holds a summit for all the black people in Star Wars. So it's a spoof where basically, he brings out his Lando Calrissian persona. They're on Naboo. They're having a little summit. And then another actor, Kenan Thompson, plays Forrest Whitaker's character, Saw Gerrera. And he's like, let's have a moment to mourn all the black people that have died. And they give him loving shout out to Mace Windu. It's just, there's not a lot of people. It was like Finn, it was Finn, Saw Gerrera, and Lando Calrissian. So it's poking fun of like not a lot of black people in the Star Wars universe, which I thought was very clever. It was very clever. Yeah. So I would suggest checking it out. It's very funny.
Yes, I totally missed it. It's on past my bedtime, people. I got to catch that on YouTube.
Yeah. You're busy calculating how to, the right dimensions of a Jawa costume. So, I know. And finally, Avengers Infinity War has made $2 billion. $2 billion.
That's crazy, people.
In a few short weeks, it's in a small club, Avatar and Star Wars Force Awakens. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. The current summer record holder is Jurassic World.
Okay.
And now this is like, I believe this is domestic because it's like $1.671 billion. No big deal, but it's on pace to like, it's on pace to just blow that out of the water. Right. So yeah, of course now all the analysts I'm using air quotes, analysts, saying, so one of the things that happened here, was supposed to come out May the 4th, which Correct. Again, we just talked about is a sacred holiday for Star Wars. So they shouldn't have that. Well, they already on the European side, they were already going to release it April 27th, which is the previous weekend. And then Robert Downey Jr. tweeted and they're like, oh yeah, let's move it up April 27th. Well, a lot of that was, they were thinking about spoilers. And so they're like, if half of the other world saw it, they're not gonna. And so, cause there's a lot that happens in this film that you can't just hide. So, so they moved it up and that helped kind of, because May starts summer movies. Well, now they're like, let's do April. It's kind of like Thanksgiving and Black Friday. It's like, this is like pre-Black Friday. So this is almost, now we're going to be like, this new summer is going to be like starting in April or whatever. But
seriously.
Yeah, they have a good head start. I mean, the next major movie that comes out will be Deadpool 2, which it hits theaters on May 18th. And then Solo is the following weekend. And regardless, if they see Solo or if they see Avengers, it's still going in the same pocket. It's still going in the mouse's pocket,
Seriously. That mouse.
That mouse. I know. So, it's still a Titanic is the Titanic. I don't know if you could bring it down, but it's making some major money.
Not unless they release a movie called The Iceberg.
Right.
Do you see what I did there? I tried to be funny.
See what you did there. Thanks. So it did. So it took 11 days to reach this, and it took 12 days for Force Awakens. Wow. So yeah, I know. It's
insanity.
It's crazy. It's insanity. And I did see it over the weekend.
I was just about to ask you, man. Did you see it?
I did.
All right. Spoiler free.
Spoiler free.
What is your initial take?
My initial take is you have to see this movie.
Okay.
That's my initial take. I think basically it's everything that you wanted and more, and some things that you didn't expect happen, which is always good in a movie, are there, which is good. And it doesn't let up. Like, it just doesn't let up. It's
takes you on a ride.
But there's and there might be like as like we were saying with like The Last Jedi, some of the humor felt out of place. There's always like there might be some serious heavy stuff, and then there's like these little jokes that happen, and they're perfectly timed, and it doesn't seem forced. It seems natural.
Oh, good.
But like all these characters are everyone brings their A game. I just it's really good.
Sure.
And Thanos is like legit. Man. First, I basically, if for a CGI character, he's like, there's so much emotion that he brings. Like I don't. It's like really cool. So yeah. So that's I can't say anymore. I can't because once I start down that deep dark path, I'll never
never come back.
I'll never come back. So yeah, go see it. You haven't seen it, but yeah, there's a reason. I think there's a reason that there's that it made $2 billion.
Sure.
And like my buddy, one of my buddies, he's already seen it 5 times.
Wow.
So yeah. So like 5 times in 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, you're like trying to do me when I do Star Wars here.
Yeah.
You know, so there you go. But yeah, yeah, that's my spoiler free. I'm not going to say more because if I do, I will spoil things, and then you'll be very mad at me, and we'll throw things at me.
It's okay. I've heard a few things through other sources, and my friend Heather went to go see it, and so
you have another friend that's named Heather.
Oh, do you weird? Not know? Oh, that's just.
Do you call yourself like Thing 1, Thing 2, or are you just
no?
Like...
I mean, we are the Heathers. We have the same middle name.
Oh no!
And our last names used to be almost the same until she got married. We both have 2 cats, and we both crochet. We're kind of the same person.
So it's literally your friend's like a doppelganger of you?
Yes. I mean, we don't look alike, but all other reasons would be yes.
Right. Besides not looking alike,
right. She's taller, totally blonde, curlier hair.
Well,
otherwise we're the same.
Doesn't make her better.
I didn't say that she was better. I have the tattoo. She's got the motorcycle. We complete each other.
That's also, before we move on to our main topic, I have to say this. The original Avengers got tattoos together today, like this weekend.
I didn't know that.
Yes, you gotta look it up. Yeah, it just Robert Downey Jr. like posted it, and they all got tattoos. And it all encompasses their symbols, which is even better.
That is so cool.
I know. It's legit. They're like blood brothers.
They are. It's sisters. Like when the Fellowship of the Ring went and got tattoos. Love it.
Yeah. So they did. They're like, hey, we just made $2 billion. So I guess we could get tattoos. But I think that also shows like it's more to them than just a paycheck. Right. I think that's my hot take on it.
I mean, several of them have been not only in the Avengers but in standalone movies. They've committed to these characters. It's their little family.
Yeah. It's been 10 years.
That's crazy.
10 years, 18 movies. That's so much. Like
18 more in the making or something. I don't know. I'm just making up numbers, but
Exactly. All right, Heather.
Yes.
Let us move on to our main topic.
The main topic.
And now for our feature presentation.
And all right, so we are talking about our hopes and dreams of what we want to see with this, Jon Favreau got mentioned, our little, Game of Thrones guys.
Yep.
And all of a sudden Ron Howard looks like a rock star. So what are some of your thoughts about what do you want to see coming out in the next couple years?
In the universe. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously we've just talked about Avengers, and so they've clearly had success in these combined films and these separate, arcs, if you will, of specific characters and the beginnings and things like that. And so, I'm loving what they're going to do with Solo. I think when we first heard about it, we were all like, no, don't mess with what we've already known for forever. But I think between what Ron has created and the actors involved, they are taking it with such passion and seriousness that they don't want to disappoint an entire, fan base, if you will. And so I'm really excited to kind of see, obviously just to see it and then see where they go with it.
Right. Yeah.
But I think it opens the door for others, individual stories and we've obviously done the Skywalker storyline and seen that, but there's so much more to discover. I would love,
right.
a Yoda history. He's got years. He had to get through some stuff.
He's got 800 plus. So we could have a 9-part movie about Yoda.
100 years a film. It'll be great.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Or, do we look at the Fets, more than we have seen them, and what the bounty hunter, what did I just say? You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Thank you. What does that life? So I would love to see the Star Wars universe expand into some of these, not to use the word solo, but solo character stories. Oh man.
Well, okay, yeah, let's pause right there. Let's pause. So in the MCU, when this started 10 years ago with Iron Man.
Yes.
So Iron Man's in Marvel universe is a kind of a B character, not your true hero character, but and they brought to the table, and with huge success, they started planting seeds, and they had these little things in the after credits that we've seen in movies before, but not where it's leading to something else, know. Tony Stark shows up at the end of Incredible Hulk about Stark Industries, and you're like, wait, what? And Nick Fury shows up and you're like, what? Yeah. So there's all these different things that they try to interconnect. And again, just that's why Infinity War is making $2 billion, because people are invested in it, So, we've had some disappointments here with The Last Jedi. So I think why the Marvel universe works is because it was planned out.
Valid point.
And yes, and it's been clear that JJ and Ryan, although both very talented directors, probably sat down for 20 minutes or even not even that to talk about where they want things to go. You know? So, I just if they're right, if they're looking to do it right, they don't have to look too far. It's in the same mouse house. You just have to. I like to have solo build some characters out, right. And they're also, there's so many different possibilities. Like you could have a TV series that ties into, the movies, or, right. Or those characters are in the movies. That's kind of what they're doing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like some of the seasons reflect on what happened in the movie universe, So it's you build that product out, and I think Kathleen Kennedy's smart enough to look at it and say, yes, I'm going to, you don't have to mimic it, but you have to look at what makes it successful. This is the first time ever that we're going to have 6 months between Star Wars films. It's so crazy.
That's a lot of time.
So, well, no, 6 months is not a lot of time. It's we had to wait 3 years.
That's true. That's true.
Or a year, or, back in the day, 10 years, or even further when it was, oh boy. I can't even do the math.
It's too much.
90, Too much. 16 years.
Too much math.
Yeah, too much math. It was a dark time. It was a dark time. But I don't think you have to wait so long because again, Marvel, I mean, we don't have to Ant-Man and Wasp are coming out like in a couple months, you know. So who's that? Who's that cat?
Oh, this is Minerva.
Hi, Minerva. Our podcast listeners cannot see this, but you know, they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be our extended family.
That's right.
Yeah, one of these days we'll get them on. We'll get them on. I mean, it's the important thing is like you just have to build these little solo storylines and then bring it together. You know, I think that's the key to this to make it work. You know, and these little things that they dabble into the stories extend that story out, you know, and I think that's where we need to be, you know.
I agree. I mean, it's I agree.
I agree.
I agree, and I'm done. It's, you know, like you lent me the Princess Leia book, and I'm still working through that, and you know, it's fun to see someone I know who's, you know, reached adulthood be, you know, 16 and grapple with learning to be an adult. And so I think the material's out there. We just have, as long as it is done well and isn't just made for the sake of being made.
Right.
I would personally like to know more about these characters that I love.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, every medium is different. Like, again, I feel like totally. that's what books are for, to extend those stories out, extend those characters out. And there's things you can get away with a book that you can't do in a movie and vice versa. And then all this TV stuff that they're starting to develop, all very exciting. It's just like, we only have to wait 6 months. And I feel like now they have time to kind of breathe and not just slap a Star Wars name on it, you know, and let's plan. I mean, we already know Jon Favreau is tied to the live action TV, which is great because he did Iron Man and he knows a thing or two about Disney. So that's good. And he's voicing a character in Solo, you know, they probably put that in the contract. Okay. Yeah. We need you to do this TV series. And we'll put you in a Solo film.
That's right.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Yeah. So there's that. But I feel like they have, it's not like their pockets are not that deep either. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I feel like they have the talent, they have the ability to do it. It's just like, can they execute it well? And, you know, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but, you know, The Last Jedi, you know, it left people, you know, it can't be that divisive, you know, like there's divisiveness if it's like done in a good way, it could help, but like I felt like this was done and maybe all the intentions were there, but like it wasn't well executed, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, that's the other thing. Like, you have to be very careful too, because you just don't want to pander to the audience, you know, then they know like, oh, now you're just doing this because I said so on Twitter or something. Right. You know? Like,
oh man. Except for keeping General Hux alive, because
right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, like, it's like,
I think that's like, going to be tricky for anybody who chooses to approach anything within the Star Wars universe.
Okay,
you have to be sensitive to the origin of the story because there's obviously that base there, but knowing, you know, it's, you know, this is a really bad example, but it's sort of like what you and I have joked about. Like, I love Ewoks. It's what got me into the universe. And that is, there are people out there that do not like Ewoks. They're like, why do we have a planet full of teddy bears? And it's like, well, but I have to create something that's going to meet both sides of that same coin. And so it's a difficult task for someone taking on a Star Wars story to do and find that great balance. And I do think Ron found that sweet spot for Solo, at least just from the few previews that we've seen, and bringing kind of a fun new spin to it. I think the history of filmmaking or television making that we've seen from the gentleman we've already mentioned, I think sets us up for that opportunity again to continuing to have good stories.
Right.
Where they're going to cover everything.
Yeah, I think that's you kind of nailed it on the head right there, is the writing, like with Kasdan back with Solo, so confident in what he's going to deliver because he knows the character. He wrote Empire. He's helped write Force Awakens, and now he's writing Solo with his son. So yeah, I mean,
how clever is that? Someone who's written it, bringing in someone who's potentially younger, merging the two thoughts together.
Right. And then like, okay, son, now you can write more Star Wars stuff. Potentially.
For sure.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, not that Ryan's writing was bad. I think just how it was executed in some respects that's what damaged how people perceive Last Jedi. But that's where I get what I said earlier. Like, you can't pander to the audience. Like,
right.
You need to make, I think that's why the shows that we love binge watching now they kind of leave you hanging. You got to get to the next episode. And that's kind of what we need to do in the Star Wars universe, where you're kind of begging for more, not just like, oh, another one's coming. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. So
it's like,
and I don't want to defend Ryan. I mean, I'm sure he's a lovely human being, but I believe he just got really excited and was, a kid on Christmas morning. I'm working on Star Wars, and I think he tried to put too much in to his film.
Right. Well,
too much story, too much
but
with each character.
But with Kathleen Kennedy saying, "Oh, we like you, and we're going to give you 3 more," is pretty significant, I think.
Right. So,
I mean,
I just think with The Last Jedi specifically, kind of jamming too much into whatever that bigger story arc is. But he's definitely has a vision. So to give him 3 more on his own, I think is going to be good.
Yeah, and I think
we'll see.
I think too, like if they're more original characters, then it's perception versus reality. Like, and it goes back to like, not my Luke. Like, you have these well-established hero characters in Leia, Luke, and Han, and I think that's where people got ruffled.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So,
and I think go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, but I think that's where you have a way to reset in these, his 3, which are going to be a trilogy, and then whatever our Game of Thrones brothers are going to do, and then whatever else they got lined up for episode 9, which is so weird to say. Wow, I didn't think that was going to happen, but so it could be, JJ, even though we're kind of ending the Skywalker saga, there's still potential to push that to the next level, or to a new, now I'm going to use a Star Trek term, to a new frontier, what? We could cross-pollinate. It's okay. like, I don't know. I almost want like episode 9 to leave you not satisfied.
Interesting.
But like in a good way.
Yeah.
Like there's some closure. I mean, don't get me wrong, you don't want nothing to be closed, but like, I don't know, something different that helps be the catalyst for what we're going to see in the upcoming years.
There's still that open door for the future of the universe. I hear ya. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and I think that's what, going back to the MCU, like what Marvel's done, that's what's happening is like they're establishing the characters, and then they're also connecting these characters. Mm-hmm. And again, what they do in Infinity War is like, now you have all these different characters and subgroups all kind of coming together for a single cause. And you're like, okay, this is going to play out really well. And I think you can kind of, again, I don't want them to mimic exactly Marvel, but in a sense, like you can have, the universe is so big in Star Wars, yet we see so little. It'd just be better to kind of, have these little different areas that they explore, and then you might bring it into more of a bigger galaxy approach,
Yep. I like that. I like that thought process a lot.
Yeah. And I think we need more porgs.
Why not?
Yeah. Should we have a porg origin story?
Okay, that might be a little too detailed.
Yeah, I know. But
no.
Okay.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be kind of cool to have just a droid-centric movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Because we still don't know how R2 came to be in the film world, do we?
No. But do we need that? That's the other thing. Like, I don't know. This is where you got to be really close.
Devil's advocating it, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
So we're going to have like,
it. Yeah.
Like a little young R2,
He's smaller. No. But
yeah, he's just small. Like a mini R2.
Yeah. So.
Well, yeah,
and maybe that's true. Maybe we don't need a Yoda backstory. Maybe Yoda just is. He is just part of the universe.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, like you could get creative. I mean, again, you could have a totally separate thing, and somehow they run into like these big hero characters, Mm-hmm. Again, it gets back to don't over abuse it, because I mean, as long as Frank Oz is around, you could still do Yoda, you know what I'm saying? And like with Darth Vader, like, well, you could pop in Darth Vader, somebody can just be Darth Vader, but still need James Earl Jones, you know what I'm saying? So there's like, you can't, that's part of, when you brought the band back together, I mean, they're a lot older, but again, I don't know what the Star Wars fans wanted. Like, you can't, I don't know. Luke can't do what he used to do in Return of the Jedi,
True.
I mean, it just, and Han Solo can't do, I mean, as much as he wants to do, there's some, they're not ageless, which,
there is the reality of the times.
Yes.
That needs to be taken into play. Yeah.
Right. Totally. And so again, when you have kind of these separate character buildups, I mean, now you have new, fresh characters. You don't have to like, our main leads are 70 plus, and unfortunately, like in Carrie Fisher's situation, she passed away, which significantly changed everything. Everything that's going to happen in episode 9. Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, that's the weird thing about Last Jedi, man, is like Ryan started writing that before they even started filming Force Awakens, which I can't even like wrap my head around, but I guess, it you have no other choice. But like, he was almost done with the script before the movie was actually released.
How?
I don't know, but the fact that like he didn't know, like he didn't even know how the fans would react to the characters that JJ developed, and now he's writing those characters in a different film. It's weird, man. I mean, obviously he had the script, like he knew what's going to happen, but like he didn't know how the fans would react to that, you know? Like, imagine if he like, oh, Ray, you know, like, yeah. I mean, obviously he wouldn't totally do that, but he could. I mean, like, he might not know how, like, every girl's doing the 3-bun instead of the 2-bun. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
So, but yeah, it's unfortunate that Carrie passed, and that it definitely changed how episode 9 is going to be, you know.
Yes.
I heard like, you know, like Force Awakens was Han, you know, Last Jedi was Luke, and then episode 9 was going to be Princess Leia. And now we don't get
really
that,
have that.
at all. No. So it's like, what? All right, so Heather.
Yes.
What do you want? What's your hopes and dreams here? I know we talked a little. We talked a lot about this, but like, what do you want to see happen? Like, what besides your Ewok Porg movie? You know, like, what do you want to see? A buddy movie of Ewoks and Porgs.
It's right. With the occasional droid.
Right.
Man, that's crazy.
I could see the trailer now, you know, like with the deep voice, you know, coming to a theater, you know, this summer.
Would be like the first, like interrupting. Oh, man.
A porg, an Ewok, a droid, and a Jawa. You know, it's like,
right. Walk into a bar. I mean,
yeah, walk into a bar. Utini.
Oh, man. So I think I would love, in regards to what is currently known,
okay.
I think I would love there to be more story about other planets that either we only know by name or in brief mention, other civilizations, exploring that. I'd love that to be seen, whether that's the television show, you know, or what have you. All right. I'm intrigued to see where Ryan takes his trilogy. I do believe it's about the little boy at the end of his film who moved the broom. Okay. That's my Heather fan theory.
Broom Kid.
I still would love to see an Obi-Wan movie. I would love a younger Princess Leia movie. I think there's been so much love for the ladies recently. Let's stay on that bandwagon. I think it would be well received if done well, and you know, obviously in respect to Carrie Fisher and her portrayal of that role. So that could be tricky. Maybe it's a little too soon to go down that path.
Right.
But I want a good balance of history and future of the universe. Not to be generic.
But it's in a galaxy far, far away.
I know. It's like a whole time-space continuum.
Long time ago. Yeah. It's in the past, Heather. Can't be in the future.
What? So, I think,
that's good.
I want history on characters that I've known, and I'm excited to see the future or other storylines that happened at the same time is the storyline that I know. I'm drawing a map for Todd as I explain that.
There's multiple timelines. See, there's this timeline.
And then there's that one. And then Marty goes back in time and grabs the almanac. And it's a whole...
Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Right. He's got to get the flux capacitor, and then he grabs the idol, and I mean, that's the beauty. I mean, that's the beauty about Star Wars is it's one timeline, you know,
right.
Which I love. And there isn't limitations to that. I think there's so much to tell. You know, again, we've only scratched the surface in a small amount of time frame in the universe. So we can go back, or we could go way in the future, you know? So, I'm kind of, you said this earlier, like, I'm really intrigued about like bounty hunters and like a guild and the honor code. And there's something about that, and we might get some of that in Solo, like, as far as the underbelly, like I want to see that parts. I want to see more of like the crime syndicates, the Black Sun. I forget what our main villain, Vision, who's in Solo, Paul Bettany, his character, the Voss. I forget what organization he's from, but basically I want to see like those crime syndicates, you know?
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, like I want to see that, because there's that whole, like, the Empire wants rule and all that stuff, but they also understand like there's this black market out there, and they use it when they need to, you know. Again, that was defined in Empire, where Vader's sending out the best bounty hunters just to do his dirty work, you know. Because like I got to be on the ship, you know. The Emperor's gonna call me. We got to Skype every night and say goodnight to each other. I can't leave the ship, you know. So I need you to go hunt Solo and crew, you know. But I really would love like a bounty hunter movie. Although, you know, I love my boy Boba Fett. It doesn't have to be about Boba Fett, just about different bounty hunters or something like that. I think would be very intriguing. And an Ewok movie. I mean, who doesn't want an Ewok movie?
Right? Something to take the kids to? Come on. That'll be great.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still holding out for a gray Jedi too.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. I would be very much like, you know, that's the thing. I mean, it's somewhat cliche, you know, Order 66 wiped out all these Jedi, but then all of a sudden all these other Jedi show up. But to me, it's a liberal thing, because I mean, come on. They might have not been totally Jedi, especially if you're a gray Jedi.
What?
Yeah, you might have not be able to mask yourself in the Force, you know, which the Emperor does right to the Jedi every day. Dude, they're having like tea and crumpets, you know, at Senator Palpatine's or the Emperor's office, and they're like, "Who is this Sith Lord, dude? You're looking right at him, man." Like, come on. But yeah, I think there's, I know there's like a lot of division, but I feel like there's still a lot of hope out there for our Star Wars universe here.
For sure.
And we can only hope and dream, Heather, that it's all gonna work out and make things happen, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think only time will tell, you know. And we got a long. Now, see, here's the weird thing. Like, you know, we had Last Jedi come out, and then next thing you know, the Blu-ray's coming out, and then it's Solo time, and then now after Solo, it's gonna be like, it's gonna seem like forever. So we got a lot of time to kind of revisit this a little bit, and hopefully, I know we'll get a lot more information as we get closer to episode 9 about these other projects, which is super, super exciting, so.
Lots more Star Wars to talk about.
Yes, that's right. All right, Heather, you want to wrap us up?
I can totally do that.
All right.
So, well, friends, thanks again for listening to another episode of WSTR Podcast. Once again, check us out on social media, WSTR Media, all lowercase, all one word. But we still want to hear from you. Comment, tweet, rate us on iTunes. You can email us at mailbox@wstrmedia.com. Leave us a voicemail at 630-557-WSTR. 630-557-9787. If you leave us a voicemail, we'll play it on an upcoming podcast. You can also check out our full catalog of episodes at www.wstrmedia.com. Did you see how I slowed down to make sure it was all in there?
I feel like sometimes we're just gonna put like five W's in there, but like
oh man, WSTRmedia.com, people. And that's all the ways to get a hold of us and let us know how we're doing. So next week we should talk about something maybe Star Wars related, maybe not.
Maybe not.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We might travel to a different part of the galaxy. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. Maybe next week we'll just start talking about Harry Potter. I don't know.
Done. I can do that too.
I know you can. It's a podcast that changes every week. It's like, what are you talking about this week? Well, Harry Potter this week, Lord of the Rings next week, But there's always, even though, Star Wars Day has passed us, there's always something to talk about Star Wars.
It's true. It's true.
It's true.
But
it is. There's only one way to end this, Heather.
Is it this thing that we do every week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah. Do we have a different ending for right now? This is it. This is it right here.
I like it. It's golden.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
now
this
is podcasting. Oh man, that was
a little rough, Todd. A little rough.
That was rough, a little rough, but that's okay. We could still do. We could practice it.
It's not the same with just two people.
I know. Aaron, stop taking your finals.